just like somebody took a ball bat, it hit you in the stomach real hard.
Tonight, a 9 News exclusive, a sheriff shot in the line of duty tells his story for the first time. Good evening. Still recovering from his wounds, Gallatin County Sheriff Josh Neal was back on the job today after he was shot nearly a week ago. And in a story you'll only see on 9 News, Jay Warren talked to Neal about his recovery and the events of last Tuesday. Jay?
Well, Clyde, 8 feet. That's how close 20-year-old Eric Stahl was when he fired at Sheriff Josh Neal and then took his own life. Armed with a .357 Magnum he had stolen from a foster parent, Stahl wouldn't let people leave a mobile home. Tonight, Sheriff Neal shows us what happened when he pulled up on the scene.
One thing that the doctor asked me after he did my x-rays, he walked up to me, and before my family was able to get into the room to see me, he asked me if I was a religious man. I said, yes, sir, I am. He said, good, because he said it paid off today.
Behind this reflection on the window at the sheriff's office, Sheriff Josh Neal was reflecting himself on a day that could have been his last. He was shot by this man, 20-year-old Eric Stahl, the night before Stahl's ex-girlfriend was due to give birth.
He was upset at that family over possibly not being able to see his child, and he was basically telling everybody he was going to get even.
That night, Stahl was outside and being pushed away from the trailer by someone who lived there.
When I noticed he had a firearm in his hand, at that point in time, he fired. And it was about from 8 to 10 feet away that this muzzle flash went off. And as I go to pull my weapon and retreat, I see the muzzle flash and I feel this hard thump in the lower part of my abdomen. When he fired, the round struck my door, and then when I did, I was standing out away from the door, and it deflected off the door. And when it did, it created a flat, jagged frisbee, and that's what come across my lower midsection, entering underneath my belly button and exiting over here to the side.
Since that night, Sheriff Neal has thought a lot about the man who shot him and then turned around and took his own life.
I had a current girlfriend who was about ready to give birth to his child. There was some domestic issues there. Had recently been charged with a assault crime in Kenton County. And at this point in time in his life, I think that the young man had felt that he couldn't bear no more.
Sheriff Neal told me tonight that he was not wearing his Kevlar vest at the time, but that's a habit that will change from now on. Neal has a wife and 3 children, and it just so happens that today is their 6th wedding anniversary. Clyde?
And he is the wedding president,
Sure
the
is.
anniversary president. All right, Jay, thanks.